Welcome to the finale of Megaman. The game drops Rock into a waterway filled with Susies and screwdrivers for Stage 3. Feel free to use the Thunder Beam to destroy both of them. You can also use the Firestorm's barrier to take out any Susies that block your way down. It should be noted that Wily Stage 3 in Powered Up departs from the NES game and makes an entirely new level dedicated to fighting the Robot Masters all over again without any health power-ups. And all you got is one save point. This is also a pretty short stage, if not the shortest stage in the game. Water will rush into the final hallway and slowly push you towards the boss. Meanwhile, Pepes will attack you, and later on, killer bullets. It's the most boring, monotonous section of the game because you can effortlessly pass this section by firing the Mega Buster in rhythmic succession. Aside from the Ruby Spears Megaman cartoon, Megaman also appeared in an old video game-based cartoon called Captain Ed. He was featured frequently as a greenish recolor with a voice that sounded like a baby smoking 10 packs a day, and never stopped saying Mega. He made bad box art Megaman look amazing way before Street Fighter crossed Tekken. And don't get me started about Dr. Light, he's a freak of nature. In the remake, this part is not as monotonous, because more enemies bombard you, and Gutsman blocks litter the path to the boss. Here's the dialogue you'll get by meeting the boss of the level, CWU-01P.
侵入良くない侵入者削除するお願いだよここを通して無理削除依頼出てる削除削除削除
CWU-01P has an attack pattern similar to his NES counterpart. He floats around the screen and destroys Gutsman blocks by colliding with them. However, he'll also fire a laser at the top and bottom parts of the screen, making more blocks appear. You can paralyze him with the Thunder Beam, and reduce the strength of his bubble barrier with the Mega Buster. You can also use the Super Arm to quickly remove the bubble barrier, and damage him. However you fight him is up to you. In the NES version, CWU-01P just floats around his room while firing deadly bubbles at you. Gutsman blocks won't respawn like in the remake, so you'll have to use the 4 of them wisely. I'd start out by firing the Mega Buster at the machine. Once you destroy one, another will appear. There are 7 machines in all. After you destroy the first 4, use Gutsman blocks to take care of the rest. And for what it's worth, the machine was originally created to purify water. The 4th Wily Stage is the last stage in the game. It's tough mainly because you have to fight the other 4 Robot Masters again, without any health power-ups in between. I recommend that you refill the energy for the Magnet Beam with this energy capsule. Either use the Super Arm, or what Magnet Beam energy you have left to reach it. When you get the section filled with screwdrivers, switch to the Rolling Cutter, or Thunder Beam. It can be inferred by the incomplete models of Gutsman above that this castle is also a factory that Dr. Wily built long ago before he set his plans for world domination into motion. Normally, you're supposed to wait for a rail lift to appear, but if you have enough magnet beam energy, you can bypass it. At the end of the rail lift is an extra life and the Yashichi item that will refill all your weapon energy. For what it's worth, the Yashichi item is a trademark item of Capcom's that has appeared through multiple arcade games. And here's the 4-boss gauntlet. Use the Firestorm on Bomb Man to defeat him this time around. Then you'll have to defeat Fireman, Iceman, and Gutsman again. They all act the same as before. I told you already that Megaman was heavily influenced by anime, but in case you were curious, the premise of a creator's robots going berserk is very similar to the story of Neo-Human Casher. In that anime, Dr. Kotaro Azuma's robot creations turn against him and attempt to take over the world, led by Breaking Boss. In fact, you could say that Mega Man is more or less a kid form of Casher. They're actually extremely similar in that both of them run on solar power. The only difference is that Casher was created from a human, and is also a close-range melee fighter. All that remains between you and Wily is just a door. The final doorway to Wily and Powered Up is actually one long hallway. It's the calm before the storm.
時貴様をさらっておけばこの天才ワイリー一生の不覚。
僕は怒ったぞワイリー。自分の野望のために罪のないロボットたちを利用するなんて絶対に許さない。
何を生意気なやつめ。貴様などこのわしの最終兵器究極戦闘メカワイリーマシン1号でケッチョンケッチョンのギッタンギッタンにしてやる。
The final fight with Wily is extremely different and Powered Up. He attacks just like the copy robot, using the weapons of all the robot masters. In fact, the fight is exactly like the copy robot fights. Just pay attention to the color at the top of Wily's UFO. That indicates what weapon he'll use. It's also notable that the design of Wily Machine 1 differs quite a bit from the original. The NES version of Wily Machine 1 is weak to the Firestorm. It also fires a drop shot. He's easy to beat if you use the Firestorm's barrier. Defeating Wily isn't going to be that easy, because he's also got a second form.
しぶといやつめ。今度こそここで終わりにしてや。くそこの役立たず。ちょっと待ってろ。よし生き返った。やはりわしは天才じゃ。
Now the design looks more like the NES counterpart. He'll persist in using the same attacks, but he'll also use a charging attack. The windshield blows up in the NES version, revealing Dr. Wily, also known as Not Einstein. The weakness changes to the Thunder Beam and Rolling Cutter. You could always use the pause trick with the Thunder Beam, but I find the Rolling Cutter to be the better weapon against Wily. The weak spot is Dr. Wily's gun, which will also fire curved shots. You know, I can easily see why that an Albert Einstein look-alike is the main villain for Mega Man.
Considering Einstein invented the bomb that blew up 2 Japanese cities, I wouldn't put it past the developers to still have some sort of grudge against Einstein.
I love how I captured this end scene with Mega Man's eyes closed and back turned to Dr. Wily. It's like he's saying, I don't even want to look at you! Finally, here's the last cutscene from Powered Up.
おのれやむをえん。ここは一時引くしかない。ぎゃー待ってくれ。もう悪さはしない。改心するよ。だから勘弁してくれ。
やったー
And that's Mega Man for you, complete with arcade-style ending. The funny thing is, this is also in English in the Japanese version too. The only difference is the name changed to Rockman. Speaking of names, people have wondered why Mega Man was called the Blue Bomber. This nickname originated from a Nintendo Power issue that featured Mega Man 2. It's kind of confusing and makes no sense whatsoever, because Mega Man never shoots bombs, unless he steals Bomb Man's Hyper Bomb, that is. Anyways, going back to anime and manga for a little bit as the credits roll, and Mega Man slowly changes back to human form, the design of the Astro Boy character can be seen as the base inspiration for Mega Man's design. Although the sprite of Rock can't portray it very well, official art shows Rock's hair to be very similar to that of Joe Shimomura's from Cyborg 009, not Elvis. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching this LP as much as I had fun making it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all later.